my dear students of class 10. I am again back with a very new topic, that is soil as a resource. So in this video, what we will learn about soil, the importance of soil, the soil profile, and what are the factors that help in the formation of soil. So let us move ahead. So what do you mean by soil? Soil is a uppermost layer of the earth's surface. We can also say that soil is a loose surface material. Now, let us understand the composition of soil. Soil is composed of sand, these are the sand, larger particles which are larger in size, silt, clay, which are a bit smaller than the sand in size. Those are referred as silt. Sand cannot hold water. And clay means very finer particles. Which can hold water. So, sand, silt, clay, minerals like nitrogen, aluminium, potash, etc. We call it as inorganic materials. Now, it is also formed of organic materials, that is humus. Humus means the decaying of dead plants and animals. And on the basis of humus, the fertility of the soil depends. You will also find water and air. So, soil is composed of inorganic materials, organic materials, water and air. Now, what are the other uses of soil? Soil is a renewable natural resource. It is a resource which forms naturally in the nature, and every year it gets renewed. That is why we say that soil is a renewable natural resource. Soil is a living system. It provides a natural medium for the growth of plants and also supports other living organisms. Now, how soil is formed? Formation of soil. Soil is formed by the process of weathering. Means disintegration or breaking of rocks into small pieces. It can be mechanical weathering, chemical weathering, and also formed by biological activities. Now what happens, how it is formed? This is my chunk of rock, or we can say the bedrock. Now during the day, due to the sun, heating of the sun, these rocks get heated up and expands during the day, and at the night when it cools, it contracts. Now due to the contraction and the expansion, we will notice some cracks in the rocks. Now when it rains very heavily, due to the raining, what happens? The water seeps down through this crevices. As the water seeps down, the water here get freezed, and after freezing it expands, and due to expansion it leads to the disintegration of the rock, and the rocks get broken up into different pieces. Sometimes when the river comes down, as we know that post the rivers coming down, they carry smaller and larger pieces of rock. So as the rocks comes down, they get collided with each other, the smaller and the larger pieces, and they get broken into much smaller pieces of rock which get deposited along the course of the river, leading to the formation of soil. Also, the soil can be formed due to biological activity. This is my rock. There are some plants like mosses and lichens. Now what happens is mosses and lichens can grow without any soil. That means that they can grow over the rock surface. Now as they grow over the rock surface, with time their roots penetrate down the rocks, and it leads to breaking of rock into small particles. So this is the way by which leads to the formation of soil, that is weathering, disintegration or breaking of rock into small pieces. It can be mechanical or chemical weathering, and also the soil is formed by biological activity. So the formation of soil takes a long time. That means it takes millions of years to form even a few centimeters of rocks. Soil formation is a continuous process. It takes millions of years to form even few centimeters of soil. Now let us move ahead with the soil profile. Now what is a soil profile? There is a vertical section of soil from the ground surface downwards to where the soil meets its underlying rock. So this is a soil profile. You can say a vertical section of soil from the ground surface downwards to where the soil meets the underlying rock. Now let us understand the soil profile. The first layer is our O horizon. Now O horizon is the upper layer of the topsoil, where what we will get? We will get organic matter, that is dried leaves, grasses, smaller rocks. So this is my O horizon, which is the upper layer of the topsoil where we can get organic matter, dried leaves, grasses and small rocks. Next one is my topsoil. Now topsoil, we can say that is the layer mainly which is very rich in organic matter, that is rich in humus. We can also call this layer as the humus layer. So we can say that it contains both organic matter and decomposed matter. This, it is dark in color. Next one is my subsoil. This is a layer or the horizon of the subsoil, which is also called as a subsurface horizon. It is less fertile as it lacks humus, but it is rich in minerals. What happens? The minerals of the topsoil get leached, that means washed away, and the nutrients and the minerals seeps down to the subsoil. Sometimes if you will notice that when the bore wells are dug, or the farmers when they do farming, what they do, they dug out the soil and the color of the soil changes. Sometimes they mix up the topsoil with the subsoil so that it becomes more fertile and can be utilized for cultivation. And we will also notice that the color of the soil differs. Like as I said, that as we will bore the bore well, right, or the tube wells, we will notice that the topsoil which is dark brown in color, but whereas we will see that the subsoil is lighter in color compared to the topsoil. So this one, the subsoil is lighter in color compared to the topsoil, and also it lacks humus, but it is rich in minerals because the minerals from the topsoil get leached, washed away and seeps down to this layer of the subsoil. This is a layer where we will see that the weathered rock materials get broken up into sand, silt and clay. Now let us move ahead with the next layer, that is the layer of weathered rock material. This is the next layer. Now weathered rock material means where the main, or you can say the original rock that gets broken into smaller pieces. That is the parent rock or the bedrock which gets broken into smaller pieces. How or why it gets broken into smaller pieces? Broken into smaller pieces by weathering. That means we can say by the action of wind, water, sunlight. Here we will not find any organic matter. So we can say this is devoid of organic matter. Now let us come ahead with the next layer and the last layer of the soil, that is the parent rock. Now what is parent rock? Parent rock means the original rock or the bedrock from where the soil is formed. The larger rocks like granite or basalt, so that can be termed as a parent rock. This parent rock get broken down into smaller pieces of rock, that is called weathered rock materials due to mechanical and chemical weathering or by biological activities it may be. And then the weathered rock materials get further broken up into form sand, silt and clay. And this is the topsoil which is very rich in humus, and O horizon is referred as the layer, that is the upper layer of the topsoil, where we will get the organic matter like the dried leaves, grasses or smaller rocks. So this is referred as the soil profile. Now let us move ahead with the factors that affect the formation of soil. Let us move ahead with the factors that affect the formation of soil. There are some active factors and some passive factors. What are the active factors? They are climate and organism. And the passive factors are parent rock, time and relief. Now let us start understanding with parent rock first. What is parent rock? Parent rock means the original rock. Suppose my parent rock is a sandstone, red sandstone. Now what will happen when the soil will be formed by breaking of this parent rock? As we learned in the soil profile, that the parent rock get broken into smaller pieces due to the process of weathering. So as the parent rock will break down into smaller pieces and it will form soil. So what will happen? The soil will have the characteristics of the parent rock. That means color, mineral composition, texture, so in an area where soil is formed from large rocks of red sandstone, so what will be the color of the soil there? Red. Like in the Deccan Trap, as the Deccan Trap is formed by the basaltic rocks, so there the color of the soil is black. So we found black soil in the Deccan Trap. So on the basis of parent rock, the characteristics, color, mineral composition, texture of the soil will vary. The second one that we will learn about is time. Now, time plays another important factor in the formation of soil. Now, the younger soil will have more characteristics of the parent rock, but as they will become aged, as time will fly, and we will see that more minerals are getting added with the soil, the composition of the soil will vary, the texture of the soil will vary. As they settle down and get buried deep under the surface of the soil, we will see their characteristics, their compositions all will differ from the parent rock. So we may say that the soil can get changed into another soil. And also on the basis of time, the thickness of soil profile depends on. Let us move ahead with the next factor, that is an active factor, that is climate. Now in climate there are two main factors which affect affect the formation of soil, that is temperature and rainfall. On the basis of temperature and rainfall, the nature of weathering depends, the rate of weathering, how fast it will be, mechanical or chemical, and formation of humus. In an area where the temperature is high, that means the evaporation, rate of evaporation will also be higher, and it will lead to more amount of rainfall. So more amount of rainfall will help in dense vegetation cover. That means there will be growth of dense vegetation. But as the evaporation will be faster, as the temperature will be high, as it rains very heavily, it will also lead to the loss of the nutrients from the soil. That means the soil will be thin, like the tropical rainforest. Why? Because it will lead to more erosion. Yes, there will be more percolation of water, means more water will penetrate deep down to the surface, and there will be more surface runoff also. So erosion will be much faster. So it will lead to formation of soil, means which will be thinner. The layer of the soil will be thinner, but the formation of the soil will be much faster compared to a cold or arid region. Now let us move ahead with the next factor, relief. Relief means topography. Now, this is steep slope. That means a mountainous region, the steep slopes. What will happen? The soil will seep down. That means the soil will get eroded faster as it will be raining, or due to the heating of the sun. We will see that the soil will get eroded faster and the soil will get deposited at the foothills. So we can say that the areas with steep slopes will have thinner soil. Thin soil, why? Because they are underdeveloped. The gentle slopes. So, the gentle slopes will have much fertile, shallow soil. Why? Because it is getting much time to develop. Whereas for the steep slopes, the water will erode the soil. Means it has more potentiality to erode, and thus the soil gets accumulated at the foothills. Now let us move ahead with the last factor, that is organism. Organism includes flora, fauna and microorganism. Now, they help in the soil aeration, like fungi, earthworm. They helps in breaking down of organic matter and decomposition. The decaying of dead plants and animals adds humus to the soil, which means it will become more fertile. So fertility of the soil is dependent on the organisms. The roots of the plants also help to reduce soil and wind erosion. Why? Because it holds the soil, it binds the soil. So soil erosion, wind erosion or water erosion can be reduced by the roots of the plants. So they not only help in breaking down of organic matter and decomposition, but they also help in soil aeration. They also help in reducing soil, wind and water erosion. They help in adding up more humus to the soil. That means increasing the fertility of the soil. So these are the factors on which the formation of soil depends. There are active factors, climate and organisms, and passive factors, parent rock, time and relief. I hope so you people understood the definition of soil, how soil is formed, what is soil profile and different soil profile, and also the factors that affect the soil profile. So I hope so you all understood the concept of soil as a resource, how the soil is formed, the layers of soil, or we can say the soil profile, and the factors that affect the formation of soil. So the soil varies, the texture of soil, characteristics of soil, mineral composition of soil varies from one place to another. And why they varies? Because of these reasons that are active and passive for factors that leads to formation of soil. So with this, we are completing this topic, soil as a resource. In the next video, we will start with the very new topic. So stay tuned. I hope so all of you understood. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe and do comment for suggestion and please give a like. Thank you.